When I was asked to join the panel talking about engaging, thought it would be really simple. All we do at Leadel, it's called the Jewish Media Hub, we engage. But then I tried to figure out how to condense a few good years of professional experience into 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes now. And what should I actually try to give this audience which came to actually learn? So I tried to figure out what would be the 4 points of engagement, which I think are very basic points, but for some reason in my experience in nonprofit, we miss them for different reasons, but we miss them all the time. So the first point of engagement is engage. If you don't say it, they don't know it. This is something very important, especially for wives out there. If you don't say it, they don't know it. So that's same for the rest of us. You know, people expect that if you're out there saving the world, then people will know about it. You're doing such an important thing, battling poverty, trying to get food to people, trying to get people aware of their identity, trying to get people to connect. But if you don't say it, people won't know it, and a lot of us aren't in a media state of mind. Innis, which was Marshall McLuhan's professor, once said that communication is a meta field. It's something that if you get it right, like economics, everything grows with it. So I can't stress that point more. You know, I'm into media. I think that's the way it'll work. But while people are out there saving the world and raising millions of dollars for their saving the world, they sometimes forget to do something really simple, and that's put together a regular newsletter, which people will be used to getting. So that's the first point. The second point is know your audience. Now, I can't agree more of the importance to actually figure out who the person you're talking to is. Now, not all of us have the ability to travel around the world and meet people on a regular basis. So try to put even an imaginary person, which is called a persona, together, of who would be this person that you are trying to engage, that you are trying to communicate with. Everybody has different type of people that they're trying to communicate with, but remember, you have to imagine you're actually interacting with real people and keep that person, which is the person you're trying to engage, in mind as an individual. They are not the American public, they're not the Israeli public. It's either Bella, either Yossi, and Yossi is 34 years old and he has 3 kids. Imaginary, but you can already relate to him and understand who you're trying to talk to. And it's extremely important when you're designing web design or ad campaigns, but it's also extremely important on a regular basis to have this person in mind, so you know you're talking to a person. Make more than one mailing list. Everybody, I think, like, this is mainly an English-speaking audience, so it's a bit more tech-savvy and a bit more into emailing. Israeli, Hebrew-speaking amutot are a bit lagging behind, but we all have a mailing list. We usually don't have more than one mailing list, and it's important to take care of people and to, in Hebrew it's called lefaleach, segmentize them into different segments. There's the people who will be interested about hearing. I can give you an example. I'm part of the IDF's newsletter group, which right now isn't a big honor because the newsletter is a disaster, but it'll get better. There are people who will be interested in hearing about gay rights in the military. But on the other hand, there are people who'd be interested in seeing Gabi Ashkenazi going praying in Kever Yosef. Now, these are 2 different groups. And you should figure out a way, if it's possible, it's not always possible, but if it's possible to keep them with 2 different email lists or tag people on your email list, it'll make your communications much more effective. And this goes back to my point about personas, about the need to keep the communication personal, exactly. The next issue is the medium. Here's a good example of the medium, which doesn't always work like you'd expect it to work. But it doesn't matter how good you drive, it doesn't matter what kind of cause you have. If you don't have a car, you're not getting anywhere. And if you don't have a good medium to communicate your message through, people will not be listening to you. People can't listen to you. So there are many mediums that, that I think any nonprofit has to engage with. Right now I chose what I think is the killer app, which is still email. Everybody uses it, everybody has it. It's a working tool for, by far, most of the population who we're interested into engaging. So that's why we'll talk about that right now. Email is built out of two stages. It's sending emails and building your list, or list, and then sending emails again, and using the emails you sent, and in the emails asking people specifically, please forward these emails on, or having in the emails little forms asking people to forward them and ask their friends to subscribe to your email as well, and building your list again. I can't stress the importance of a good email list. I think I heard it before from a few people, and I'll just say it again, and hopefully after lunch somebody will say it again. And at the end, everybody will understand that email list is the basic tool of any internet marketing person. It doesn't matter what, if it's for money or for ideas, same. On that level, I'd like to recommend Mad Mimi. It's, we have no affiliation with it apart from the fact that we're enthusiastic users. It's very, very simple, intuitive. Anybody can learn it between 5 to 30 minutes. It depends on how stiff you are. But have a go. If write it down. I'll have it on our website as well. It's an easy tool to make very professional-looking emails, and that's the medium. The need of a medium to look professional and to look sharp. It's what the people see. People are used to seeing images, and your email has to be very visual. The most important part at the end of the day is the message, which is the fourth point of engagement. And a good story equals a strong organization. This is like what I learned is the core of everything and is the toughest point, and there's no way that anybody can teach anybody how to get a good story, to build a good story in a presentation or a whole course. This is like a lifetime journey of trying to put together a story for your organization so people understand what you're all about. So I can tell you that at Leadel, we're always working on it right now. This is what we came up with. Jews are deeper than Judaism as it's portrayed nowadays. Leadel reconnects Jews and Judaism by opening and revealing the true depth and complexity of Jewish thought and life today. So I always have this little thing at the bottom saying, still under construction. Because a story is something that evolves. A story is a very hard thing to get to. There are some organizations which are fortunate enough to have simple stories. Magen David Adom has a great story which it communicates regularly in its, any campaign, anything, it communicates it very well. But not all of us are lucky enough to have such simple storylines, and it's something that you have to work on and keep in mind all the time. If you don't have a storyline, you have to have a coherent message. And I'm talking about this right now in emails you sent, but also in any other place that you engage or interact with your audience. A coherent message means that people see only what they expect to see. If you're an environmental organization and you start talking about economics because economics and environment go very well together, but you did not prepare your audience for that shift, people aren't used to hearing about economics, people aren't used to hearing about mathematics, they'll cut you off. Mentally they'll cut you off. So you always have to give people your coherent message in different ways. It's important to keep your message. People have to get what they're expecting to get. That's probably what I'm trying to convey here. So instead of just saying all of these again, I'll go out and say how we do them at Leadel. B'chol zot. We engage by way of the web, which is a Jedi thingy. We have our website, which is extremely important tool. It's our heart. It's where all of our stuff happens, so that's why we put so much effort into it. We have, of course, our newsletter, which, by the way, goes out between every 2 to 3 weeks. And that's also my recommendation, is not sending newsletters only when you have something to say, but keeping an open channel with your audience so they know that they're used to getting newsletters from you. And of course, we have our Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and you name it. We're there, and everybody needs to be there. But apart from that, we also have what I consider our two most important things. It's our videos. Leadel is mainly a video-based site, and I encourage anybody who has the time and energy to experiment with video. It's definitely not the next thing on the web, it's what's going on the web right now. And links. This is also like a very, very important topic. The web is just a bunch of links. And if people see themselves as a closed organization, as something which is self-contained, they'll stay closed and self-contained. They have to figure out a way how to link out, how to have their stuff on different organizations' websites, different media websites, and get stuff from other organizations and other media on their websites. That may be the essence of the web, and that's the only way to really grow and engage large audiences on the web. Our audience, at the beginning, I can tell you we try to define our audience by people who weren't interested in Jewish stuff, which is really hard if you're a Jewish website. And still, everybody here wants to make changes in the world. You want to make changes not to preach to the choir. You want to get to the people who are out there and who don't know your message. So the way we figured out how to do it was to start with the inner circles, with people which are more connected to Jewish stuff, which are either professionally connected, either very interested, and they usually have a brother or a sister or somebody and say, hey, look, this is something you might be interested in, and slowly disseminate towards the further circles. The medium, high quality, cutting edge new media. That's because we like to do it that way. And the message that we always send that's in every one of our communications is that there's always more than meets the eye. So when you get something from us, you always know that it's worth watching this video because there's something more than the regular, usual shitchi story. All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.